viewers, hi there, welcome in. I'm Angie. Thank you so much for being here. This is Learn Love Tarot, and we talk about astrology, and I teach many lessons on that, how to read your personal birth chart, and how to use that information in order to navigate the energies that the transiting planets put upon us and the lessons they bring with us. Okay, so each planet is kind of like when you're going around to the different classes in school, let's say, and then the energies, the signs are the kind of student that you are and how you approach that lesson. And then each piece of the pie and the cosmos and where those planets are visiting are all the different life areas that we can apply those lessons to, or that those lessons are challenging us in our particular chart. Okay, so the reason this is my third try is because on the first one, when I was doing my sage, I got soot all over myself. I started the second reading and I had to knock at the door because there was a storm today, and there's water in all of our basements. So hence we have cards already on the table here. Now what I did is pulled special messages for LifePath 3s, because today's date of 6/25/2024 adds up the number 21. That is the energy of the world, the successful completion of a cycle. And we did just have the full moon in Capricorn, bringing a completion to the end of a tough cycle. Okay, so even if you think you didn't complete something well, you did. It's even bigger than you think. Think back from January when the new moon was in Capricorn to the full moon in Capricorn we just had. So that is like one big roller coaster, right? January to June with the summer solstice we just had. Now, next month, July, next Friday, we'll start the new moon in Cancer, and we'll go all the way into December. Okay, so that'll be our next big roller coaster. So whatever that was, that 21 card, 2 plus 1 comes out to a 3. So that is the energy of the Empress, and that is about a new project, or something new is about to be created. The Empress in a lot of decks is getting ready to give birth to this idea, and it's also a card of self-care, of know thyself. Okay, and when I asked today what kind of message that Spirit wanted me to help us collective energies with, what are we learning and how can we do that better, I got the Hierophant, the Chariot, and the Fool. Okay, so the Hierophant is all about again, knowing thyself. So the Hierophant is steeped in tradition. This is doing am I doing what I'm expected to by others, by tradition, whatever those invisible bars may be for you, whether it be religion, societal, gender, marriage, work, right, our obligations, our family life. Or am I, Fleetwood Macking it and going my own way, so to speak. Okay, do I know myself well enough, Empress energy, to not allow those expectations to make my decision for me? Okay, now the energy of the Chariot in this deck is Honey Badger don't care, and Honey Badger just kind of acts and does what he wants, and worries about it later, right? Can be kind of combative. So the Chariot is all about alignment of our head and our heart, because our soul then drives the Chariot with no reins. So what this card challenges us to do is to ask whether or not that is an impulsive decision, okay, or whether it's something it's coming from a knowing and coming from that Empress energy of this is what is guiding my soul. Okay, it's just something that you are drawn to be pulled toward, and that is not with haste or impulsiveness, okay? Because when we are driving the chariot, if we are impulsive and hasty, we can wreck the chariot. Let's not do that. And then finally, we have the energy of the Fool, which in this deck, the ice there is starting to crack a little bit, but the bunny was running from the forest from this wolf who was trying to get her. And she knew that she was going to be light enough to get to the center of the ice, but that wolf ran right onto the ice with her, not thinking about the consequences. So kind of in the same way as Honey Badger, the Fool, this 0 card in the major arcana, is a leap of faith, but we've got to ask ourselves, is this being driven by, I'm following my spirit guides, I am following my intuition, and I know that's what's going to be the best for me and all involved? Or is it going to be something that's foolish because it was simply too risky and we did not think of the consequences of that decision or of that leap, right? Okay, we want to look before we leap, collective. Now, as far as special messages for Life Path 3s, this can also be revisited anytime we have a Life Path 3 day, like today. So those are going to cycle through the calendar. Now remember, that's going to be needing to add up to 21 and not a 12, because that will be a different path. It'll still be 3, but the Life Path 3 that comes out of a 21 is the path of connection back to ourself. We are making a decision. We are connected to source and our own power source. Our own cup of love is full, and we know how to enact this energy. Okay, so specifically when I'm looking at what energy are we in now, we've got the 5 of change here for Life Path 3s. I'm getting a confirmation there. Rhino spirit, and she has some cute little wings there, and it's on my tetrahedron here. It is that little energy of the Nautilus, okay, which is the connectedness to past life energy, to heritage, which brings us back to that message of the Hierophant, as does the number 5 on this card. And the second message was Owl Spirit. Owl Spirit, you see clearly now, okay? So owls are very intelligent. They can see in the dark. There's a crown on this owl. She's very beautiful. Love it. It's a 43, which is a 7. And this big old O here reminds us of when anything reduces to a 7, that is connected to a spiritual lesson, which the Hierophant is always the big life lessons, because you've become the guru, the expert, the shaman, the guide, okay? The Pope in a lot of decks. You see clearly now after this obstacle. Can we be grateful for the obstacle, for what it taught us and how it is helping us inform a decision of which way to go in the future, okay? Chariot energy. I know last time, I see clearly now that I made that decision with haste, and there was a big fallout from that, because maybe it was made out of selfishness, out of lack of knowledge. Maybe we didn't think about how it might hurt other people, okay? Again, it wants to be, that chariot needs to be with determination and a will that pulls us forward, because it's a knowing, okay? We can also, act foolishly in the chariot when we just want to do something for selfish reasons, and we end up wrecking the chariot, okay? And then finally, Life Path 3s, the 53 Seahorse, watch and wait. This is the opportunity here as connected to the Fool energy. It's like all the other forest animals are kind of watching to wait. What's going to happen? Who's going to win this here between the rabbit and the wolf? So watch and wait. And like I just said, perhaps in the past we learned that when we do something with haste, it has other consequences that we did not intend. And intended or not, consequences are the consequences, right? Okay, let's look at here. I like to touch the cards. I do get messages in the colors. And with this connection to this rhino here and the tetrahedron, that's a lot of energy. This obstacle was purposeful here just so that you could become an expert on this and not remake that same error in haste if you did so before. Or you just kind of maybe even blindly went along if it was something that people expected you to do, a partner expected you to do, a job expected you to do. And maybe you didn't even think about it, but there's consequences for that too, right? And then with the seahorse, watch and wait. It's kind of like, are they going to fall through the ice? Is the rabbit going to get away? We shall see. Now, these three energies here, this is, I'm divining from the disseminating moon. We're in Aquarius moon energy, and that's like the radical thinker, that's expansion, that's technology, okay? And how do we overcome obstacles? Well, Aquarius is going to be the first energy to be able to think outside the box on that, and they always want to do what's better for the collective. So again, in this tradition with pulling in that energy, Aquarians can tend to do for everyone else at the expense of themselves. So I feel like that's some energy in the message here today. Now, as we go out past Saturday, which Saturday is a chariot day, it's a 7-day. The sister card to that is the Tower. So there could be a surprise coming, which is maybe why we're getting the watch and wait energy. And then it says it's the vulture spirit. Nothing is wasted. Okay, nothing is wasted. That is a 9 card. So again, the ending, because once we get to a 10, there's no such thing in numerology, because that is simply a 1 + 0. It's an ace. It's an ace of potential all over again. So 9 is the end. And then next to that, we have Rabbit Spirit. That is a 49 card. And that is saying now is a lucky time. And we are looking at the new moon in Cancer, where new moons bring new starts. Okay? And that moon, you and your loved ones are safe. And for Virgos in particular, that is your moon to wish big. So Virgos, especially with Black Moon Lilith in 29 degrees right now, which we have a trine pointing to, 29 degrees, 36. So 29 is an 11, Justice. And the 36 is a 9, the Hermit energy here. Those two together are 20, which is a judgment call, a ish or get off the pot call. Now that'll be a lucky time to make that judgment call. And finally, another 9. So 9s are bookending this Rabbit Spirit here, this 49, which is a 13, which is transformation energy, death and transformation. Whatever has ended or is ending, that difficult conclusion that was, finally coming available. Our lesson here may be that there's always enough. When you go with the flow of energy, you realize things are happening for me, not to me. We learn to ask, what was the gift in this? What was this doing for me? And that's a shift. That's a big shift in energy. And that raises our vibration and shows understanding that we're ready for the next lesson when we can do that. Okay? Now, in particular, speaking of earth signs, I am going to go into an extended where I'll ask, I'll get advice cards, and then I'll be asking what you know or should know, and also what you may not know / what you might not want to know. Okay. All right. So we'll get more into those cards when we get there. But just to give you a little idea, we got the Empress, which is Taurus energy, 61. Again, a 7. Give with gratitude and grace, which the Empress does. And then the Hermit card will be representative of Virgo energy, 62, the 8 energy of the year we're in, Turtle spirit, slow and steady wins the race. And then we have the energy of Capricorn, which is represented by the Death card, another owl. Okay. And that is regeneration. What the forest, releases for other animals, it gives back into the nutrients, so the cycle of life kind of thing. And then, so Capricorns, you got the energy of the moth spirit, surrender now, which is interesting because 39 is a 12. And that is the energy of the hanged man, which is all about surrendering, putting ourselves in the tree of life to look at something from a new perspective. And it's also a sign of spiritual awakening or leveling up there with this lesson. Okay, this feels big today. Okay, so what do we want to help the collective with today? In general, where's my energy oracle? That okay, down here so I can make room. In general, when you think about the date today, it comes out to a 6 for June, a 7 for 25, and a 2024 is an 8. 6, 7, 8 is steps. So victory. But what if we're kind of like still stuck in this? Well, this person did such and such. Some forgiveness is needed with that. Okay. Forgot to start my timer, but what else is new? If you've been here with me for a while, you know I'm not fast. I take my time. I like to dig. I like to look at the entire story as a whole. Okay, so next we're just going to get the context of now. Even though this message is timeless, it'll find you when it's meant to. I'm looking for those of you that are here today too. We're going to start with that moon energy as it's disseminating here in Aquarian energy. Very, very late tonight. Speaking of Aquarian energy, the thinking man. So that's the King of Swords energy we've been seeing come up quite a bit. A 46, a 10. So again, a new start of whatever this obstacle was, because it brought some insight collective, especially having to do with an attachment that was bringing anxiety. That's a 5 card, and that's a 5 of change. So now we've got 3 5s, and this 5 is a 50, so that 0 means that this change is protected by God or whatever deity that brings you comfort, peace, and joy. Okay, so this you're understanding now that this obstacle was to teach a lesson. It wasn't to irk you off. And a 10, 5 and 5 is 10. Interesting. We have another 5. 18 card would be the moon. Anxiety. There's a storm there in the back of in that window. This attachment we see from a new perspective. The obstacle here was maybe even just to learn about attachment theory and what is secure versus insecure attachment. Boy, those are always fun lessons to learn, aren't they? Not. But once you do learn them, you learn that energy of discernment, and you don't forget that lesson. You can't see the crumbs swept under the carpet. You can't ignore them anymore. It's like we've got to face those, and strength. Got to face those. Stop it. And another, it's a 50. Another 5. You've got to be kidding me. Wow. 5 and 5 is 10. 5 and 5 is 10. Whatever was unclear in that moon energy is being made clear. 1 plus 8 is 9. The Hermit. Wow. Virgo energy. Could be Black Moon Lilith as flip the table, flip the script. So she's at the point And then that is trining the energies of Taurus with Uranus. That's a shock and a surprise. And in that other corner, we have Pluto in retrograde. So that's all about self-evaluation, what we've been changed to. Okay, and strength indicates that we've tamed our inner beast. Okay, this lesson has taught us that this person, this job, this challenge was brought to us by Spirit so that we could grow. We need to come to peace with that and not judge the lesson or the other person, because you know what? It's never to do with us. It's to do simply with where they are in their growth. And I know that's hard when you love someone. You'll do anything. You'll do all the crazy things that you can't explain. You shoot the moon, put out the sun, strength Leo energy. When you love someone, you'll deny the truth. You'll believe a lie. You'll do something. You'll believe you can fly. Our lonely nights have just begun when you love someone. Interesting that that came in. But whatever this relationship was, guys, that you completed a cycle of, that you tamed your inner beast for, this change is major. Okay? It's even going to bring you money. All right. Let's look at the present energies here coming up. So on Friday is a very interesting day. We have a Neptune and Moon conjunction. Neptune is the planet of secrets, illusions, and delusions. And the Moon also adds confusion because our emotions are heightened. We can't see clearly. Are we making a decision out of emotion? Our strategy is blocked, right? Are we making a decision out of emotion? That's a healing card. Or are we making a decision that is healing to ourselves and others? Here, use. Wow, cars just want to fly today, don't they? I just don't want them to fly everywhere. Okay, let's look at here. So you see clearly now. Okay, strategy. You see the lesson of this. You get it. I either went too fast, I was only thinking of myself, or I succumbed to the pressures of what was expected of me. I remember like walking down the aisle the first time, like I knew dang well that like, oh, this is just the next step that society expects me to take, right? But we never even really, he just kind of bought a plane ticket and followed me home from New Zealand. We didn't really ever even talk about it. So it's like making decisions now and not just letting life kind of carry us by like a leaf on, like a leaf in the stream. We're having control of that. Yeah. Okay. Healer of the ages, this broken heart. Our third chakra was awakened as to what makes us happy. If we're on that 6, 7, 8 staircase, and interestingly, all that bright sun energy, the sun was at 4 degrees 50 minutes when I looked before I started recording. So that would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 6 is the step that I drew a little stick person on. I'll go ahead and post it on my community page. And what's missing here, we have 5 to 7 to the 0 Fool. Rhino, we had 5, Owl 7. We went right to the 8 with the Seahorse. The 6 is missing. What is that 6th step? Asking the question, is this blank getting me closer to or farther away from the life that I wanted to create for myself? Or was I just kind of blindly going along, thinking of what everybody else wanted me to do rather than what would make my own heart happy, fulfilled, and healed? And the 51 is our missing 6, healer of the ages. Another 10. 37 is another 10. Just wow, these 5s and 10s. Interestingly, also on Friday at 5:55 p.m., we have the third quarter moon in Aries. The third quarter moon is the black and white cookie moon with the dark on the right side because we're turning down the light towards the new moon. That's when we go, that's an adjustments are required. Adjustments are required moon. It's when the moon hits 270 degrees. 2 plus 7 plus 0 is 9, hermit energy. Full cycle back to Virgo. Okay, Virgo energy, slow and steady wins the race, not making hasty decisions. Okay, hermit is full of self-reflection. It is about the spider weaving. He's the dream weaver. He is dreaming. He's dreaming. He is weaving the life of his dreams based on Empress, based on his own autonomy and what his own heart wants. And now maybe you're able to look at that challenge with grace and gratitude for the experience, even if it wasn't fun. I can look at it with grace and gratitude. The Magician in the Mirror, there's another 8. Now we have 2 53s on the board. So, wow, these are 2 different decks. But look at the color energies here. We have this fire on one side, and then we have this icy mirror on the other side, okay? Fire and water make steam. And if you look at this as our root chakra of our passion, our yellow solar plexus chakra, we are being guided by our own happiness. And blue, I am using my voice to express that happiness because it comes from a place of groundedness. The Magician in the Mirror is all about I understand, and with grace and gratitude, I can not have anger towards this situation. It's a watch and wait what happens when you give that grace, okay? Because, our magic happens when we understand that all relationships, siblings, business partners, workmates, relationship partners, they are a mirror for us so that we can see our own flaws. Not that they're telling us. We usually see their flaws as flaws in them, but that's really what our subconscious wants us to see about us. We turn that information into power, and then we use that power wands to take action, okay? We transmute that energy, and it's that figure 8 feeling as well of balance. 53 is an 8. Watch and wait what happens when you employ that energy of let's make sure we're not doing something foolish. And this is not something I'm doing out of pressure, right? Because I'm expected to. I'm doing it because I absolutely want to. And I think this will be very healing. If you're going through broken heart, we did see that energy come through with yesterday's 2 message. Okay. Woo, we're going down quite the road today, aren't we, Spirit? Indecision. And what is our message about? How to make a decision. And look at that, number 8. What is this? That's crazy. 53, 53, here's our 8. Okay, again, is this getting me closer to or farther away from the life I want? It is a simple yes or no. You know it in your gut. You can feel it. And if you're sitting there going through the Rolodex of but this, we're trying to rationalize going against what our own heart wants for its highest and best self. We're not following our intuition. Archangel Metatron, Owl Spirit, you can see clearly now. That's our third eye connected to the subconscious. It's a 40. So this creates a new stability when we make this decision from a place of power and not from a place of have to. should do. Okay, that's not strategy. It's not strategy. It's not even, it's not anything really. It's succumbing to societal or invisible bars of pressure that do not belong to us. And that's your job to discern that. What is in your heart? Archangel Raphael of the heart chakra. We must fill our own heart's cup, especially in relation to 38. There is the card, or is the number of 11. So, lover's energy, especially with all these 29 anaretic degrees hitting, which are also 11s. Whew, heaviness. And today, the nodes of fate are sitting at 11 degrees. Okay, this is a chance to get into your Empress energy, guys. This can be a spiritual upgrade. Let's go ahead and see what the outcome energy of watch and wait. We're obviously not taking that many. I will take the top one. It didn't flip all the way over. Oh my gosh, 44, 8, 40, and we got 44s happening. Woman holding a heart. Watch and wait. So that power of the passion of the root chakra is then firing up this creativity, this orange sacral chakra that is blocked by fears, false evidence appearing real. And I just said, are we making a Rolodex of lists of Rolodex? For those of you who don't know what that is an old school iPhone contact list on paper, cards you flip through. It blocks every other chakra on top of it. So if we're not following our heart, our creativity plummets. We get fears that don't even belong to us. Oftentimes we're doing something out of guilt. And then it blocks this transformation. There's a big butterfly there in her hair. That is that beautiful lavender, which is the violet flame, which is our intuition. It blocks everything. And life just kind of falls apart and doesn't happen the way we think it's going to happen, because we learned the hard way that we need to know that this decision is either for our best and highest good or it's not. And if it's at the best and highest good for us but not someone else, that's the lesson. Because what's best for you is always going to be what's best for everyone around you, because that's going to raise your vibration to trust your passion, to trust your heart. I'm getting spiritual itchies on that big time. Woo! Under the 8, 58, and now we've got 53 is an 8, we got a 44, that's an 8. Watch and wait. Woman with a heart, crossed by using your voice to speak your heart. Archangel Gabriel there with the trumpet, and I just got done talking about the judgment energy, and that is that was yesterday's information. High Priestess making a judgment call. I think we saw number 20 somewhere else. Maybe not. 18, 21, not quite. Thought so. Anyway, we're speaking. We are not letting our throat chakra be blocked anymore. This could be someone expressing their heart to you. I feel like this is you, though. And then you're the one with the heart, and someone's coming to talk to you about it. 39. It's a 12, another hangman energy. 9 and 9 are the ends. Okay. All right. Anything else? Anything else? Let's go all the way. It's divine out to what's up with this trine. Give me one card for the trine energy, please, pointing to Black Moon, Lilith, and Virgo. What is that all about? What is that lesson? Because 29s are our final exam. And Black Moon, Lilith usually uses conflict, and similar to Aquarius, rebellion energy. She's the table flipper, just like Pluto is, which is sitting in Aquarius right now. Okay, so what is this Virgo energy pointing to? A Black Moon Lilith. It's flipping the table. When you do this, when you do what you want to do of your own heart, it flips the script and brings you victory this time. Okay? And that's a 28, that's a 10, a different outcome, huh? Brings you the victory and the money. So this is two people here, man holding a coin. There is always enough. We might have been deceiving ourselves that, we didn't have enough to do blank. Again, it's the shoulds. It's the list of, is this getting me closer to the life of my dreams or not? Well, that would get me closer, but that's going to require me to do blank to somebody else, or like whatever that is. I have to quit this job. I have to not be with this person anymore. It's going to happen anyway, universally, with that pressure cooker, because you didn't trust your heart. Okay? So just we don't need to deceive ourselves. If you are being deceived by money and thinking that's a victory, well, that's also false victory, because you don't get pentacles by just chasing the pentacles. Time, energy, money, resources, assets, talents. You get pentacles much easier by tuning into the heart, filling your own cup, because love is the temperance energy that when we give in to ourselves, we're able to give without ourselves, right? We're able to give to more, and that is a higher vibrational frequency, and that brings the pentacles and the money effortlessly when you're doing something that you love. All right, guys, I'm going to pause us there. If this is where we part, I'm just going to give one Rebel Oracle here for you if you are joining me for the extended reading, so I can get special messages for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I will see you there. However, again, if we part ways, thank you for remembering to like the video. I appreciate that very much. It helps the channel grow. It helps the algorithm get the information to other people of like minds who are needing it, or maybe don't even know they need it. Okay, come to life, this victory, and look at how it's a 43 owl spirit. You see clearly now. So there's tile flooring there. This is like, okay, I've played checkers before. This is chess. This is chess. I also see a penguin and a monkey there. You are painting yourself back to life, because now you have this opportunity and the knowledge to go, I'm going to take the step that gets me closer to my dreams and not farther away from them. Okay, it's a 7, and there's a white moth here, little connection to what needs to die, what needs to be reborn again as something new. That'd be you. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. I will read that for us on the extended, because usually those are a little bit lengthier. But this is definitely after a time of overcoming obstacles, this anxiety, this attachment. This is no small lesson, okay? So give yourself some grace, please. Going against the grain isn't easy, and look at that right underneath of that, diving for the light. Another couple seahorses. That is chariot energy in one of my favorite decks, which is the Mermaid Tarot. And I mean, it's an 11. 29 lesson, inner trust under that. 4, going against the grain and doing what your heart damn well wants to this time, collective. Learning lovers, I love ya, and I'll see you next time.